What if everything we've been taught about human history is incomplete? What if scattered across our planet, hidden in forgotten forests, buried beneath ancient seas, and carved into mountain stone, lie answers to questions we're almost afraid to ask? Welcome to Forbidden Fathoms, where we dive deep into the mysteries that challenge everything we thought we knew about our past. I'm your guide into the unknown, and today we're about to explore 6 discoveries so profoundly mysterious, so impossibly advanced, that even our brightest minds stand in silent wonder, unable to provide answers. These aren't just ancient artifacts. These aren't mere geological oddities. These are invitations to question reality itself. Imagine standing before a massive stone structure in the Siberian wilderness, a place so unsettling that every living creature instinctively knows to stay away, where compasses spin wildly, technology fails without explanation, and the very ground whispers warnings to those brave enough to approach. Picture yourself descending into the cold, dark depths of the Baltic Sea, where something impossibly symmetrical rests on the ocean floor, something that shouldn't exist, yet refuses electronic equipment, silences the water itself, and waits in eternal patience. Envision holding a 2,000-old machine in your hands, a device so sophisticated, so mechanically advanced that nothing like it would appear again for another millennium. A computer from ancient Greece that predicted the heavens with precision we can barely replicate today. These aren't fantasies. These aren't science fiction stories crafted for entertainment. These are real, documented, investigated by experts, photographed, measured, tested, and they remain unexplained. You see, there's something deeply humbling about standing face to face with a mystery that defies our understanding. It reminds us that despite all our technological advancement, despite our satellites mapping every inch of Earth, despite our quantum computers and artificial intelligence, we still don't have all the answers. And perhaps that's exactly how it should be. Because within these mysteries lies something precious. They remind us that wonder still exists in our world, that there are still frontiers to explore, puzzles to solve, and secrets waiting to be revealed. Every great discovery in human history began with someone brave enough to ask, what if we're wrong? What if there's more? Today, we're asking those questions together. We're going to journey from the frozen forests of Siberia to the sunlit peaks of Peru, from the depths of the Baltic Sea to the deserts of Western China. We'll examine medieval manuscripts that speak in tongues no human has ever heard, and we'll touch stones fitted with such precision that our modern engineers can't explain how it was done. Over the next half hour, we'll explore 6 locations, 6 artifacts, 6 mysteries that share one extraordinary characteristic. They shouldn't exist according to our current understanding of history, geology, and human capability. But they do exist, and their existence forces us to confront an uncomfortable possibility that our ancestors might have possessed knowledge we've somehow lost, that ancient civilizations might have achieved things we arrogantly assume were impossible, or perhaps that we're not alone in having shaped the story of this planet. Some of these mysteries suggest lost technologies, others hint at forgotten civilizations. A few whispers of possibilities are even more extraordinary things that exist at the very edge of what we're willing to consider. I won't pretend to have all the answers, no one does. But what I promise you is this: we'll examine the evidence, hear from the researchers who've dedicated their lives to these mysteries, and follow the clues wherever they lead, no matter how strange, how impossible, or how paradigm-shattering they might be. We'll look at the facts that mainstream science struggles to explain. We'll explore the theories that challenge conventional thinking. And we'll do it together with open minds and critical thinking. Because the truth, whatever it may be, deserves nothing less than our courage to pursue it. And now, let's begin. Our first stop takes us to one of the most remote and terrifying locations on Earth, deep into the endless forests of eastern Siberia, where something towers above the trees that nature never created. A place locals refuse to name, except in whispers. A place where the Earth itself seems angry. A place known only as the Fire Eagle's Nest. But before we learn its true name, we need to understand why every creature with survival instincts knows to turn back at its borders. Why experienced researchers have abandoned their expeditions in fear. And why, after all these years of investigation, we still don't know what it really is, or what might be buried beneath it. This is the enigmatic stone formation of Potomsky, and its story begins now. Venture into the isolated wilderness of eastern Siberia's dense forestlands, and you'll encounter a peculiar elevated structure that every creature instinctively avoids. The indigenous population has given it a haunting name, the nest of the flaming eagle. Rising dramatically from the earth stands an immense conical formation, towering more than 130 feet into the sky, constructed entirely from massive stone blocks. Crowning this mysterious edifice is a remarkably smooth, dome-shaped formation that bears an almost engineered appearance, as though shaped by intelligent design rather than natural forces. The surrounding terrain tells a disturbing story. The earth appears charred and burned, littered with fragments of pulverized limestone scattered in all directions, creating a scene reminiscent of a catastrophic detonation. Yet here lies the truly perplexing aspect of this mystery. This particular region contains no volcanic activity whatsoever. There's no evidence of any meteorite collision. There exists absolutely no documented geological phenomenon that could reasonably account for the existence of this structure. The puzzle deepens considerably when we examine what happens in its immediate vicinity. The bizarre occurrences near this formation are truly unsettling. Magnetic compasses begin rotating erratically, spinning without any discernible pattern. Global positioning systems fail completely, their signals mysteriously interrupted. The surrounding vegetation exhibits twisted, contorted growth patterns that defy all natural botanical tendencies. Avian species categorically refuse to establish their nesting sites anywhere in this area. Wildlife of all types deliberately circumvent this location, never traversing through its boundaries. The behavior suggests that every sentient organism possesses an innate understanding that this place must be avoided at all costs. Certain members of the scientific community theorize that this elevated formation resulted from a catastrophic subterranean detonation, perhaps bearing similarity to the infamous Tunguska incident that occurred in the same general region. Alternative hypotheses propose something far more disturbing, that this structure might not be the product of natural geological processes at all. Some researchers quietly suggest it could be the result of human engineering, while others whisper about possibilities even more disconcerting, that it might be artificially constructed, but by entities decidedly not human in origin. Multiple scientific expeditions have been organized to thoroughly investigate this anomaly. Yet every single attempt has ended in failure. Sophisticated equipment experiences inexplicable malfunctions. Industrial drilling apparatus breaks down repeatedly under mysterious circumstances. Several members of research teams have reported experiencing severe physical distress, describing sensations as though the location itself is actively repelling their presence. Rejecting any attempt at examination, the local inhabitants speak in hushed tones about ancient curses associated with this site. Others maintain firm beliefs that something lies concealed deep beneath the surface, something that humanity was never intended to discover. And perhaps most chilling of all, some whisper that whatever rests below continues to exist in a living state, waiting. Within the quiet, temperature-controlled archives of Yale University's rare book collection, secured behind protective glass barriers, rests a volume that has pushed numerous brilliant minds to the very edges of rational comprehension. The Voynich Codex, as it has come to be known, was brought to public attention during the opening years of the 20th century. This remarkable manuscript encompasses several hundred pages, filled with elaborate illustrations, botanical drawings depicting plant species that correspond to nothing existing within Earth's known flora. The pages are covered with symbols that bear no resemblance to any recognized writing system ever documented. Flowing across each page is an elegant script composed in what appears to be a sophisticated language, yet one that has never been identified, never been heard spoken by any living person. Professional code breakers employed by the United States military intelligence services have attempted decryption. Distinguished cryptographers from academia and government agencies have applied their expertise. Advanced artificial intelligence algorithms have been deployed in analysis attempts. Renowned historians specializing in ancient languages have devoted years to its study. Despite these exhaustive efforts, not a single individual or system has successfully decoded even a fragment of its contents. Various theories have emerged attempting to explain its origins. Some researchers propose it represents the intellectual output of a civilization that vanished from historical records. Alternative explanations suggest it might be an elaborate medieval hoax, created by a skilled prankster with extensive knowledge of linguistics and artistic ability. However, there exists one aspect that rarely receives discussion in academic circles, an element that makes this manuscript particularly intriguing. Whoever authored this extraordinary work possessed highly sophisticated knowledge of linguistic structures. The letter patterns repeat with frequencies that closely mirror authentic human languages. The grammatical structure exhibits logical consistency throughout. This is not random nonsense or meaningless scribbling. The text displays systematic organization and follows discernible patterns. It simply remains beyond translation using any known linguistic framework or methodological approach. The manuscript appears to be written in a genuine language, one that exists nowhere else in human history, created by someone who understood exactly how languages function at their most fundamental level. During the summer months of 2011, a professional Swedish underwater exploration team conducted routine sonar mapping operations along the floor of the Baltic Sea. Their sophisticated scanning equipment suddenly registered something highly unusual lurking in the depths below their vessel. The sonar imagery revealed what appeared to be an enormous circular object resting on the seabed, measuring approximately 60 meters in diameter. The formation displayed perfectly circular geometry with distinctly sharp angular features. Most remarkably, the structure seemed to incorporate what looked like an inclined ramp, and even what appeared to be carved steps integrated into one side. Initially, the diving crew speculated they might have located the remains of a sunken vessel. However, upon closer examination of the sonar data, this explanation began to seem increasingly implausible. Maritime vessels, whether ancient or modern, don't exhibit perfect geometric symmetry. Ships aren't constructed with absolutely straight corners and precise angles. This submerged object bore a far greater resemblance to popular depictions of the unidentified flying objects than to any conventional watercraft. When professional divers descended to conduct direct visual investigation, the situation became substantially more peculiar. Their underwater lighting equipment began experiencing intermittent failures, flickering unpredictably. Radio communication systems ceased functioning entirely. Magnetic compasses exhibited wild, erratic behavior, their needles spinning without establishing any stable direction. One member of the dive team lost consciousness while in proximity to the structure. Other divers reported that the underwater acoustic environment felt profoundly wrong, describing an unnatural silence, an absence of the typical ambient sounds that characterize underwater environments. They described feeling as though the ocean itself had ceased all normal activity, as if the sea had stopped breathing. Marine geology experts and oceanographers examined the sonar imagery and attempted to dismiss the findings as nothing more than an unusual natural rock formation, perhaps created by glacial activity during ancient ice ages. Yet no documented natural rock formation has ever been shown to interfere with electronic equipment in this manner. No naturally occurring geological structure exhibits these precise geometric characteristics. To this very day, that mysterious object remains positioned on the seafloor, unexplored in any comprehensive sense, unexplained by conventional science, seemingly watching from the depths below. In the year 1901, a team of Greek sponge divers worked the crystal, clear turquoise waters off the Mediterranean coast, near the small Greek island of Antikythera. During one of their diving expeditions, a team member made an entirely unexpected discovery: the submerged wreckage of an ancient Roman merchant vessel. Among the scattered broken amphorae and heavily corroded coins littering the wreck site, the divers retrieved what appeared to be nothing more than an unremarkable chunk of heavily oxidized bronze, fused together with fragments of wood and covered in marine coral growth. At first glance, it resembled common sea debris, an archaeological refuse of minimal importance. However, when archaeological specialists began the careful process of cleaning and conservation, something absolutely astonishing emerged from beneath the marine incrustation. Hidden within the corroded exterior were mechanical gears, actual functioning gears. These weren't simple decorative elements. They were intricate, precisely interlocking, and cut with remarkable accuracy. This object wasn't a sculptural work. It wasn't decorative art. It was functional machinery. The device that these researchers had uncovered would eventually be designated as the Antikythera mechanism, a mechanical apparatus dating back approximately 2,000 years, specifically engineered to track and predict the movements of celestial bodies, including stars and planets. The device could calculate and predict solar and lunar eclipses with impressive accuracy. It could map the complex cycles of the moon through its various phases. In contemporary terminology, this ancient object functions as a computer, not originating from the 1800s during the Industrial Revolution, not from the Renaissance period, but from ancient Greece, constructed many centuries before historians believed this level of technological sophistication was even conceivable. The aspect that continues to absolutely astound modern scientists and engineers is this. Nothing approaching this degree of mechanical complexity and sophisticated design would appear anywhere else in the historical record for another full millennium. The comparison would be equivalent to archaeological excavators discovering a modern smartwatch buried within the ruins of a Bronze Age settlement. This raises profound questions that remain unanswered. Who possessed the knowledge and skill to construct this device? From what source did they acquire such advanced technical understanding? And if ancient Greek engineers were capable of creating something demonstrating this level of sophistication, what other technological marvels might they have produced that have been completely lost to the passage of time? Concealed high within the Andean mountain ranges of Peru, positioned just beyond the boundaries of the ancient city of Cusco, stands an architectural marvel unlike anything else existing on our planet. This isn't notable for its height, nor for any decorative embellishments, but rather for a level of construction precision that seems to defy the limits of what should be physically possible. The structure consists of absolutely enormous stone blocks. Individual stones possess dimensions comparable to modern automobiles. Other blocks are so incredibly massive that their weight exceeds that of private jet aircraft. Yet despite their enormous size, these stones fit together with such extraordinary precision that not even the thinnest razor blade can be inserted between the joints. There's no binding mortar employed. No cement compound holds these blocks together. Just solid rock, locked into position like an impossibly complex three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle featuring curves, multiple angles, and intricate geometric patterns. The aspect that brings modern archaeologists and structural engineers to a complete standstill is this. Historical records indicate this construction was accomplished by the Inca civilization and ancient society, whose people possessed no iron tools whatsoever. They had not invented the wheel for transportation purposes. They possessed no written language for recording technical information. According to conventional archaeological classification, they should be categorized as a Stone Age civilization. Yet this wall exhibits properties that seem more appropriate to advanced future technology than ancient construction methods. It has survived multiple centuries of devastating seismic activity, the kind of powerful earthquakes that reduced nearby colonial Spanish buildings to complete rubble. Yet this ancient Incan wall didn't develop even microscopic cracks. When contemporary civil engineers attempt to replicate this level of precision using modern methods, they require industrial cranes, laser measurement systems, and sophisticated computer modeling software. Yet historical evidence indicates these massive stones were shaped using only stone hammers and relocated using human labor exclusively. No researcher can definitively explain the methodology. No one understands the underlying purpose requiring such extreme precision. Some researchers propose that this wasn't merely impressive engineering skill, but rather represented knowledge inherited or transmitted from someone or perhaps something possessing capabilities far more advanced than ancient human civilizations. Located within the desert landscapes of western China, near the perimeter of an ancient, completely desiccated salt lake, exists a peculiar mountain that has left geological scientists in a state of complete bewilderment. Protruding directly from the solid rocky surface are what appear to be metal pipes, not scattered fragments or debris, but actual cylindrical pipes embedded deep within solid stone. Some of these pipes extend horizontally into the mountain's interior, while others descend vertically straight down into the dried lake bed, positioned as though they connect to something buried far beneath the surface layers. When these mysterious pipes were subjected to radiometric dating analysis, the results proved absolutely shocking. The testing indicated these pipes are more than 150,000 years old. This predates the existence of human cities by an enormous margin. It predates the development of sophisticated tools. It even predates the agricultural revolution when humans first began farming. According to everything established by archaeological and anthropological science, there should have been absolutely no advanced technological civilization present during that time period. Yet these pipes were clearly engineered with specific purpose and design. Some exhibit precise T-shaped joint connections. Others appear to form a branching network system, bearing remarkable similarity to modern plumbing infrastructure. Even the material composition raises profound questions. The pipes are manufactured from an alloy mixture containing multiple metals that don't naturally combine in this manner through geological processes. Certain sections display evidence of having been joined together using high-temperature welding techniques, a metallurgical process that no civilization from that extreme antiquity should have possessed the knowledge or capability to perform. The Chinese government eventually dispatched official expert teams to conduct comprehensive investigations. Their official explanation concluded that these pipes were merely fossilized tree roots that had absorbed metallic minerals from surrounding soil over extremely long time periods. However, this explanation fails to address numerous problematic aspects. Tree roots don't naturally form perfect cylindrical shapes. They don't connect together with the precision of mechanical systems, and they absolutely cannot be welded together using high-temperature metalworking techniques. This leaves us confronting enormous questions that demand answers. Who constructed these pipes? What functional purpose did they serve? And why were they installed in the middle of an isolated desert location thousands upon thousands of years before any known civilization is believed to have existed? These mysteries continue to challenge our understanding of human history and technological development, suggesting that perhaps our knowledge of the past remains far more incomplete than we ever imagined. Before we begin our journey, I need to ask something of you. If you're ready to question what you've been told, if you're willing to explore the impossible, if you believe that the greatest mysteries of our world deserve to be examined without fear or prejudice, then subscribe to Forbidden Fathoms. Join our community of truth seekers, mystery lovers, and adventurers who refuse to accept easy answers to profound questions. Hit that notification bell, because every week, we dive deeper into the forbidden depths of history, archaeology, and the unexplained.